Hey guys, what's going on? This is Igor for Gaming Awesome, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you my very first ever trailer breakdown of something unusual, a little bit unusual. I've never done one of these on YouTube before, but this is going to be a trailer breakdown of HunieCam Studio. This is the spin-off off the HuniePop franchise, the very first by the developers of HuniePop. And yeah, they just released a trailer for this thing about 2 hours ago, since you're seeing this video probably in a couple of hours after it's finished rendering and uploading and all that good stuff. So it just came out. You can check it out, the teaser trailer. The link is down below in the description. And I actually had a lot of things that I've noticed about it, and I just wanted to do something, like I said, I've never done before, a little trailer breakdown of HunieCam Studio, which actually looks really ridiculous. I'm also going to give you my first impressions and my, just my genuine reactions to it, and I'm going to take you through the entire thing and let you know what I've noticed. By the way, guys, just like the last game, this game is extremely inappropriate if you're not comfortable with sexual content, or if you shouldn't be watching sexual content because you are perhaps underage. This game is literally about becoming a porn king, a master of porn, so you can tell that the subject matter is definitely going to be adult. So if that's not for you, that's not suitable for you, I suggest that you go watch a different video of mine, and probably not a HuniePop video, because those are very much in the same vein. But anyway, for the rest of you guys, here we go. I'm actually going to go ahead and play you guys the full trailer first, just so you can see it, and then stay tuned for my full breakdown of it. And I'm actually going to give you guys my reactions and my first impressions and everything like that. So stay tuned. Here's the trailer.
Why would you hide those things?
If you got it,
take them out.
So the very first message we get here from the developers is a trigger warning. If you're triggered by games that aren't done and still need a ton of work, you're about to have a real shit time. And all that means is this game is in its very early stages of development, and we're probably gonna have to wait a little while for this game to come out. There's obviously no release date. This is just kind of like a surprise announcement. It's actually not a surprise. The developers did announce that we're gonna announce their new game on Twitter about a week ago, and yeah, here it is. It's finally here, and it turns out to be HunieCam Studio. So here we see the first art from the new game in the teaser trailer, and it is a tabletop. It sets up the rest of the game very well. It's a tabletop that is covered in adult sex toys, what I'm assuming to be an empty glass, what used to hold an alcoholic drink, and a bra that someone very likely just took off. And it says, "From the basement of dwelling virgins," which is really funny. So right away you can tell, just like HuniePop, It's not a children's game. It's gonna have very, very adult themes, like I told you guys before. But the message that you have here, from the basement of dwelling virgins, that's really cool to me because it shows that they're keeping the same type of breaking the fourth wall, and they're keeping the same type of self-aware humor from the original HuniePop game, which is what was so cool and funny about it. So way to go, developers, calling yourself basement dwelling virgins. All right. And then once again, they say that absolutely nobody asked for, that it was a sequel that nobody asked for. So once again, poking fun of themselves. So in the last scene, there was actually also a sex wheel that I didn't go over just yet because there's a much better shot of it at the end of the teaser. And I'll try to go over that in more detail. But right here, we get the very first view of what I'm assuming to be the most important screen in the game. So on the top left, you have your date and time. Of course, just like HuniePop, everything ran in days. I think this is just a way to stagger the gameplay, so you can't just like beat half the game on your very first day. So that's the way it worked in HuniePop, and I think that's the way it's going to work in this game. In the middle, you have something interesting. You have cigarettes. A tally of your cigarettes and a tally of your alcoholic drinks. I don't know if this is what you give the girls to be to keep them happy, but it does seem like that's a pretty important part of the game. I mean, in the last game there were alcoholic drinks, but that was to help you take them to bed. I don't know if the main objective of this game is to actually have sex with all the girls, or if it's simply just to amass as much money as possible. I don't know. So this game, in case you guys haven't figured it out yet, it's actually the objective is to become a cam girl porn king. So you have all of these girls and you have them setting up cam shows on the internet, and then you collect all the money. Now, I don't know exactly how that works, but if that is the way that works, then cigarettes and alcohol, assuming all these girls are smokers and drinkers, then that's going to keep them happy and working for you. And happy wife equals happy life, or something like that. But anyway, then we have the money, of course. We need money. I don't know. This is the one thing that I actually am not sure of, because in the old game, you used to play the Candy Crush games in order to get money. Here, it just maybe seems like maybe they did away with the entire Candy Crush thing, and maybe now they're only doing, it's kind of like almost like a, I don't know, like a Sim City type thing, where you have this city and you have these structures, and then you have to just put on shows that your fans want to see, and that's the way that you get money. I'm not sure yet how that works. It doesn't really, like the Candy Crush game does not show that, or the teaser does not show the Candy Crush game at all, which kind of sucks, actually. That was my favorite part of HuniePop, but I'll get to that a little bit later. So on the right, you have all of your girls now. So you have, so the first girl is doing the cam show, then the second girl is doing the spa treatment, and you can see what they're doing. So you have to manage their activities, and you have to manage when they're going to be available for the cam shows. Obviously, you're a business owner. It is very important to stock all of your employees 24 hours a day. Very, very, very important. All right, so on the bottom, you have fans. Obviously, all these girls, if you're running a cam show, then you're going to have fans and followers of that cam show, and hopefully you want to grow that because that equals more money. Then you have promo, which is interesting because that, I'm assuming you're going to be able to pay to promote certain girls, and I mean, that's an interesting ability that you can do. I mean, obviously, that is a way to propel their popularity and get more fans, in turns getting more money. But it's probably risky because if you promote a wrong type of girl, then it probably is a bad return on investment. So interested to see how that all plays out. Then you have the store. Obviously, you're going to be able to buy them things. You're going to be able to buy them presents, just like HuniePop, I think. I don't know if we can see more evidence of that a little bit later on in the teaser, but we'll see. The stats, obviously all of your stats, all the girl stats, and then just simply all the girls that you have. There are, 6 on the screen right now, but later on we'll see a lot more about that. Here we meet the very first girl of HunieCam Studios. This is Nora, and the first thing that fans of HuniePop will notice is that the art style definitely changed. You still have the mostly stationary body and heads with probably just the eyes and the mouths the eyes moving and the mouths just kind of opening and closing when they talk to you. So that's probably going to be the same kind of one-on-one interaction that we have with the girls as in HuniePop, but the art style is definitely less anime and more like an American style anime. I don't know. I'm not an artist. I don't know what to call it, and I hate to bring up like children's cartoons and compare them to obviously an adult game, but it almost looks like, I mean, obviously, look, there's a pony in the background. It almost looks like a My Little Pony inspired, almost like a Bratz inspired art style, which is actually kind of cool. It's still very colorful, and it still has the general aura of being bright and happy as the old game, but the style is definitely unique. The next scene, though, is really interesting. So who is that, guys? That's right, that is Jessie. Where do we know Jessie from? We know her from HuniePop. So there are characters that reoccur from the last game into the new game. It totally makes sense that Jessie would be in here. She told us, and we know her as being a porn star, so this makes sense that this is her world, being a cam girl. But wait, there's more! That's right, Lola. There are more. There are a ton of reoccurring characters. There's Jessie, Lola, Nikki also appears in the game, so it's really cool. Not really cool for Lola, because obviously she can't make enough money being a stewardess that she has to be a cam girl on the side to make a little extra cash, but it's cool for us that we get to meet all of these girls that we already know from the last game. I thought that was a really cool addition and a really cool way to tie both the games together. And speaking of girls, we have the girl screen right here. It says recruit up to 20 fine young thangs basically to work for you. Now, I don't know if you can basically work with all of these girls at the same time. I think there are a limited amount of spaces on the right side of the screen, of the game screen, where you can actually only track a limited amount of girls at a time, but that means there are at least 20 characters. I mean, knowing HuniePop, there were secret characters to be unlocked, so I don't know if this trailer gives it away that there are secret characters or not, but starting with the number 20, that's already 8 more than we ever had in HuniePop, including the secret characters in HuniePop. So plenty of girls to meet, and they all have their own stats, and they all have their own fans and things that their fans are attracted to. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of different strategies and a lot of different ways to actually get through this game because there are so many girls. And here I think we see the main driving force to get money in the game. The game is called HunieCam Studios, and the objective is to put on cam shows starring these girls. So you see the person dragging that girl's face into that building, and that is how you, I guess, initiate a cam show. And right here you see them. I think what that means is you're picking hours, the amount of hours you want them to work. Obviously, the more hours you work, the more money you get. And I think that's basically the gist of the gameplay. Here we get a further preview of the girls' traits screen. So the objective of the game here is to boost the traits to up your cash flow. The more the girls' traits are upgraded, the more money you're gonna get from her cam show. Right here, I want to pause and look at this screen in depth because this is probably going to be very important to the way that the game is played. So on the top left, you have the general traits. You have the shoe, the blow dryer, and the dress, and the leaf. I have no idea what the leaf is going to be. Maybe after you get it to 100%, the girl turns into a beautiful tree. And that's the objective of the game. No, I have no idea. No idea what the leaf is going to be. We'll find out when the game comes out. But the first three are pretty general. You know, the shoe, the blow dryer, and the dress. That's just all like, I think it has to do with the girl's style. Obviously, the more stylish she is, the more appealing she is. That makes the girl more desirable. So there's more of a demand to see her on camera. So when you put on a cam show, you get more money from her. I think that's the way that works. But even more intriguing and unique is the little column right next to that. It's right to the right of that. So this is where I think a lot of the strategy and a lot of the planning in this game is going to come from. It's basically picking the right girl for the right job. So right here you have two categories that Jessie is going to fit nicely into if someone is going onto a porn website looking for these things. So if someone goes on a cam site and they click the category MILF, Jessie would probably appeal to them a lot. If they click on a category that's teen and they see Jessie, they're probably not gonna click on her cam show, because that's just not what they're looking for. She's obviously not a teen. She's 36 years old, and that's definitely going to be important. Obviously, you can change her hairstyle, you can change her outfit just like in HuniePop, but one last thing that I wanted to point out here that's really, really cool is on the bottom, all of her traits. If you guys have played HuniePop and have gotten to know the girls a little bit, you will recognize that all of these traits are exactly the same as in HuniePop. So this isn't a girl that just has the same name or that is inspired by or kind of looks like Jessie. This is actually Jessie from the last game, and I thought that was a really cool tie-in with HuniePop. And if there's ever a time in the new game where you have to know the stats of these girls, having played the old game is definitely going to give you an advantage. And right here we get a look at our ridiculous fan screen. So we have 11,385 fans. There's a 50 right next to that. I'm not really sure what that means. That might have something to do with them being active right now, like 50% of them are active. I'm not really sure. That's complete speculation. We get a little chart right there, and then we get a breakdown of what all the colors on the chart mean. So Asian is our most popular fetish, aka category, that our fans are into right now. That's followed by lesbian, so Nikki's going to be good for that based on her girl screen that we saw earlier, and then followed by MILF, so that's Jessie's territory. So you guys can kind of see that just further hammers in the point that you have to pick the right girl for the right job, and that's how those categories that we went over earlier that are unique to each girl, that's how they come into play, and that's where the strategy comes in. And what the flying fuck is that? Alright, have we taken a moment? Let that sink in. Alright, let's move on. So this game is going to be absolutely ridiculous. We should expect nothing less from the HuniePop universe and the makers of HuniePop. Last game was rude and crude and full of nudity and inappropriate humor, and this is probably going to be no exception. You have to become the ultimate smut peddler. You have to become the porn king by using these girls to host cam shows and build your porn empire and get fans and cake farting. Definitely cake farting. I didn't expect to say that sentence when I woke up this morning, but there it is, coming right out of my mouth. Just one last thing I want to point out about the teaser trailer, and I want to just bring your attention over to the sex wheel that's over on the right side of the screen. So I don't know if this is actually just for show, if this is just a graphic that they decided to use to promote the game, or if that wheel is going to be something that we actually get to spin while playing the game. Obviously, a big focus of HuniePop was to actually see the girls nude and interact with them that way, and I wonder if this is going to be part of the interaction that we have in HunieCam Studio. Only time will tell. Alright guys, so now that all of the observations are out of the way, I do want to give you guys my reactions and my first impressions of the gameplay in HunieCam Studio. I do want to say that while this game looks very polished and very well thought out, I am seriously concerned that I did not see the Candy Crush inspired minigame at all in this teaser for the new game. This is obviously an alpha. The disclaimer in the beginning of the trailer told us so it's possible that they just shared the game before finishing the Candy Crush minigame, and that's why it wasn't in the trailer. And after all, this is a spin-off of HuniePop. It's not like it's HuniePop 2, so it doesn't have to be exactly the same game mechanics. But if there really isn't a Candy Crush minigame in HunieCam Studio, I'm probably not going to be playing it a whole lot. My absolute favorite part of HuniePop was the spin that they gave to the Candy Crush game, with the passion levels and the items that you can use as boosters. I still play HuniePop very often on hard difficulty level just to play the alpha mode, which is the Candy Crush minigame over and over. And now when I play it, I don't pay attention to the girls at all. I just switch between them just to get to the next minigame, and of course that's not going to be the case for everyone, and some people might hate the Candy Crush or Bejeweled style gameplay and might like HunieCam Studio if there isn't any of that in it. But for me, the mini games are 95% of why I liked HuniePop, and I really hope the mini games do appear in the new game. And that's my 2 cents. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my very first ever trailer breakdown. If you enjoyed, please give this video a like. It took a while to put together actually, and let me know what you think about the trailer or anything that I pointed out in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hey you. Yeah, you. Thanks for watching an awesome gaming, awesome video. Now click on another video on the screen right now and watch that one too. Go ahead. I'll wait.